Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for this energizing power vinyasa flow. So we will be moving quite fluidly and dynamically today. This class is suitable for someone who already has an existing yoga practice. I will link below to some all levels practices that are on my channel, so do have a look at that. And just being mindful of always listening to your body. So if something doesn't feel right for you, but I am teaching it, then do not do it, is my advice. So just always honouring what your body actually needs, and it might not always be every pose in the practice, and that is okay. So we're going to start in a seated position and just bring the hands down, resting on the knees or the thighs with the palms facing down. And we'll close the eyes or take a steady gaze out in front. So really connecting to Satya today, which is all about being in your truth. So connecting to what your truth is, speaking your truth, being in your truth. And start to allow anything that came before this practice to melt away. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders, releasing any tension, anything that's no longer needed, letting that go. And we'll open the eyes back up if you had them closed. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders back, open across the chest. And as you exhale, round the spine, drop the chin down, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, lift the chest, shine the heart forwards. Exhale, rounding, dropping the chin down, drawing the belly button in. Inhale, lift the chest, open across the heart space. And last one, exhale, rounding, dropping the head down. Draw the pelvis up and in towards the body. And then inhale, come back to center. Right fingertips come down. Inhale, sweep the left fingertips up. Exhale, stretch over to the right. Come back through to center, coming on to the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, stretching over. Right side body cracking open. And release the right hand back down to the mat. So now we're going to come into our Gomukhasana position. So we've got the right leg hooked over the left leg, and we're working towards having the knees stacked, but doesn't matter if they're not. You can always have the bottom leg lengthened here, or have your hips under blocks is a really nice way to support in your Gomukhasana as well. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Send the left hand down your back, and then rotate forward, so we're rolling forwards this right shoulder, and then bending that arm, seeing if you can find the fingertips, whether the fingertips can meet each other at the back. And again, you can always use a strap between the hands to give you a little bit more space here. So we're opening and closing the shoulder. So this left shoulder is opening, this right shoulder is internally rotating. Breathing here. Now releasing the arms And we're going to start to walk the arms forward, so coming into a fold. So this can feel super strong on the right hip space, stretching into the piriformis, a lot of these deep muscles. So just come to a place that feels right for you. Inhale, walk the hands back in. And we're going to do a little twisty twizzle to come onto the other side. So just have a little bit of fun with it. It doesn't matter if you're falling all over the place. That's absolutely fine. So we're twisting to the left, bringing the hands down to the mat, and then pressing into the feet. So the feet are staying connected to the mat. So you almost come through a little prasarita. Keep the feet connected, just pivot them around, bend through the legs, bring your hips back down, and you should have your left leg now hooked over the right. If you don't, that's fine. If you're lying on a heap on your mat, that's fine. We'll just meet here in our Gomukhasana with left leg on top. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, bend through the right arm, send the hand down the back, and then seeing if you can find the fingers meeting behind the back or using a strap here. So breathing, taking nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And releasing the arms, taking it into our fold now. Just try and keep the spine long as you come forwards, and you'll probably feel that deep stretch into the hip space. Inhale, come back up. Now we're going to take a twisty twizzle to the other side, but we're going to come into Emalasana. So just stay with me. We're going to twist to the right, bring your hands down to the mat, come onto the feet, lift the hips, twizzle so that you're in your wide leg position. Then we're going to lift the chest. You can walk the feet in slightly, dip the hips down, find your Emalasana. Sorry, my back is to you here. But we're meeting in our Emalasana position. Crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. And then bring the hands down to the mat. Come into a standing forward fold from here. Just letting the head hang heavy. Shifting some weight into the balls of the feet. And then from here we'll bring the hands down to the mat, step the feet back to plank and flow through our first chaturanga. So inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right foot through between the hands, drop the back knee, find a low lunge. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up, lifting up and out from the waist. Make sure that that front knee stacked above the ankle. Float the hands down. Find an interlace with the fingers behind the back, open across the chest, heart lifting. Maybe the gaze comes up towards the ceiling here, but really lifting up and out from the pelvis. Heart's lifting away from the tailbone. Now from here, tucking under the back toes, see if you can power through that back leg coming up to a high lunge. Exhale, fold forwards, find your humble warrior. So folding over that front leg. Letting the arms drop over. Inhale, lift the chest, coming back up. Release the hands, and then powering into this front leg, bring the hands down and open into our standing split. It's option to wrap the right arm around the right leg and draw the forehead in towards the shin. Now from here, bringing both hands down to the ground, we're going to bend both legs, and this left leg's going to tuck underneath the right leg, and we're going to lower all the way down to the ground until your hips meet the ground. And hopefully finding yourself in our Ardha Matsyendrasana position. If not, then just coming into that position now. So my left foot is on the outside of, no, my right foot is on the outside of my left thigh on the mat. Right hand comes out behind. Inhale, sweep the left fingertips up, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, we twist to the right. Send your gaze over the right shoulder. An option here to bring the hand to the outside of the right foot and lengthen through that right leg and reach back with the right fingertips. But really keep that space across the chest if you're taking this option. We want to use the core here. We're not rounding, we're really lifting. Well done. Release, so you're bringing your right foot back down to the mat. Bring your hands down to the ground, press the right foot into the mat, and see if you can lift back to your standing split. Well done. If it didn't quite work out for you like that, then just meet us there. From here, take a big step back, come back to plank and Vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment here, breathing into that space. Inhale, step the left foot through between the hands, drop the back knee. Sweep the fingertips up to the sky, so we're in our low lunge. Sweep the hands down, interlace the fingers, open across the chest, lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Follow with your gaze. Tuck the back toes under, power through that back leg, come to a high lunge. Inhale here, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, fold forwards, find your humble warrior. Inhale, start to lift the chest. Coming back to the high lunge, release the hands from the interlace. Power into the left leg, find a standing split. So right leg's reaching up, option to wrap the left arm around the left leg. And maybe you're drawing the forehead in towards the shin. Breathing here. And then unraveling, bringing both hands down to the mat to support you or to blocks. Bend through both legs, tuck your right leg underneath the left, sit the hips down towards the mat. Find your way to Ardha Matsyendrasana, so a half Lord of the Fish pose. Left hand comes to the mat behind. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up. Exhale, twist to the left. Sending the gaze over the left shoulder. Finding your breath here in the twist. An option to take the variation where we lengthen the left leg. So my right hand comes to the outside of the left foot. Left fingertips reach back. Follow with the gaze. Well done, and release. So left foot's firmly planted back down on the mat. Hands come down as we shift the weight forwards. And can you unravel back to your standing split? Well done. Hands come back down to the mat. Big step back to plank and flow through your vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Reconnecting with your breath. From here, we're going to, on your next inhale, lift your right foot away, bring the right foot to the outside of the left hand, open out, find your fallen triangle. Feeling that juicy stretch down the left side body. And then we bring the left hand back down to the mat, lift back to plank. And the right knee comes to the outside of the right wrist, coming into your pigeon position. Taking any blocks or props or support that you need to fill in any gaps between you and the ground. Just finding our way into pigeon. An option here to either work here in this upright pigeon. If that really doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can take a fold, so always listening, noticing how the lower back feels. But seeing if you can stay in this upright position here. And then option to work with a little bit of mermaid, so we're bending in this back leg. Maybe the left hand can come to the back leg, maybe the foot can come to the crease of the elbow, and you could then interlace the fingers and find your mermaid. You can take your reverse grip here if that's in your practice. Well done. If you were in your mermaid, just releasing, coming back to center. And everyone taking a little fold forwards in your pigeon pose. Well done. Walking the hands back in. Tuck under the left toes. And we'll sweep it back to a downward facing dog. So lifting the hips upwards, pressing the mat away with your hands. Inhale, bring the left foot through to the outside of the right hand. And reach the right fingertips up, finding that fallen triangle. One of my favourites, as some of you who've been practicing with me before will know. Absolutely love the stretch and feeling of this one. Then we'll float the right hand back down to the mat, lifting in the left leg. Left knee comes to the outside of the left wrist, and we come back into pigeon pose. And just remembering for pigeon, for some of us, it might feel great to have the right ankle coming towards this right wrist and to be in a real kind of 90-degree angle there. But for a lot of us, that's not going to feel right. And it may well not feel right on your knee joint. So just really connect to that and modify, take blocks, take what feels right in your body. So option here to either work here, seeing if you can stay upright in your pigeon today, or maybe bending in the back leg, seeing if you can work with hooking the foot into the crease of the elbow, or maybe taking your mermaid or your reverse grip here. So breathing in and out through the nose. Done, and release. Everybody come into a little fold in your pigeon. And whatever happened in this practice, whatever your body did or didn't do, however it felt, however energized or not your body feels today, just coming back to that knowing of being enough. It's enough that you've showed up on your mat, given yourself this time. You always have been and always will be enough. Inhale, start to lift the chest, coming away from the fold. Tuck the back toes under and step it back to your downward facing dog. The option to take a releasing breath here. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. And we'll drop the knees down to the mat. Sit the hips down. And bring the soles of the feet in together. Let the knees drop out to the side for our Baddha Konasana. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lifting the chest, drawing the knees back in. And coming back to that comfortable seated position on the mat. Sorry about my voice cutting in and out a little bit today, but I hope you enjoyed that practice. I hope you enjoyed that practice and enjoyed some of those transitions that we had in there today. And I can't wait to see you again for another flow very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.